or sponsors.
Welcome to Serendipity Style, where every week I will show you some of our finest luxury handbags, fashions, and accessories from my designer consignor boutique, as well as amazing guest appearances with stories beyond belief. Serendipity East is now located at 111 East Palmetto Park Road, Boca, 1 block east of Federal Highway on the north side. Call us at 561-338-0656. So let's get on with the show. Good evening, everyone. It's Lisa from Serendipity Style. And I have another beautiful lady with me. And her name of her company is Bamboo Lou. And she'll be explaining what that's all about and what she created and the founder of. And I'd like to introduce her. She's Laura Amorosa. Hi, Laura. Welcome to my world.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to share the story that you have to tell me because Lara had come into the store one day, and we're talking, and once again she told me, I asked her what she did, and she proceeded to tell me, and I got all excited and think it's wonderful for the environment, and I'll let you, Laura,
take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bamboo Lou is a toilet paper made out of bamboo fibers. And it's a brand new company that I founded. Like I said, it's brand new. So the way that I got involved with this, because it was never my dream to have a toilet paper company.
Right.
I was helping my daughter with a school project. And I happened upon the statistic that 27,000 trees are destroyed every day for toilet paper alone. And I did some research, and of course there's recycled papers out there, but they come with their own set of issues.
Right.
And I thought there really has to be something better out there. So I found that bamboo fibers can be made into lovely tissue papers. And so did more investigating and reading about it, and I found out a lot of good things about bamboo and about the manufacturing process. And I thought, well, I can certainly switch my family. That's just one small, simple change, but we're just one small family.
Right.
But I thought, if everybody were willing to make one small change, what a big difference we could collectively make. What a big impact. And so the next thing I knew I was making plans and starting a toilet paper company. So here we are today.
I'm so enlightened by that because I am a believer, of course, in recycling. Look what I do. And I remember when recycling bins and the paper and all the bottles, and I thought it was wonderful because there's so many things, there's so much waste that goes to the wrong places, and especially bamboo. Who would ever think about that? I mean, it's fabulous. And yes, you can make a difference if more and more and more people are learning about that, hearing about it, you're voicing your opinion, you're out there, you're up there, you're here, you're there, because it's just wonderful because of the forest and the trees and the paper and everything else. So yes, I believe you can make a difference, and I'm very impressed with what you're doing, and I really commend you for that.
Thank you.
And the idea and to move forward with it is now who's manufacturing, or how did you go about doing this?
So what I found was that in Asia, they've been making bamboo tissue papers since the 1980s.
Right.
When they had their own timber shortage over in Asia.
Wow.
So I looked into the possibility of doing it here in the USA. Unfortunately, we don't have the capacity to do it right now in the United States. We don't. Bamboo can actually grow anywhere. So we're just not doing it as an industry here. I think that will change, and that's one of my long-term goals, is to bring more and more people on board and to be able to bring the manufacturing here in our country, because there's really no reason that we can't do it, but I can't do it alone.
Right.
So right now what I'm doing is I am importing it from Asia.
Right.
And it comes over in ocean, freight
right.
ships. But that is probably the best way to transport, leaves the smallest carbon footprint. My business model is that I'm selling it directly to consumers. So you go online to www.bambooloo.life, and you can order there. You can order it one time, or you can subscribe and save. You can always adjust how often you're getting it. It comes in cases of 36 rolls, or if you have a bigger family or you have more storage space, you can buy 96 rolls at a time and save more money. And of course, that's better for the environment too, with less shipping.
How much is it? Both ways.
So the shipping is always free when you buy 36 or 96 rolls at a time, and it comes out. You can buy the 36 rolls on a subscription and cancel at any time, and it comes out to about 96 cents a roll, I believe, 96 or 97. So it's pretty reasonable. The 96 rolls, if you have the room or you have somebody that you can split it with, that one is the most economical, and you can actually get it for about 86 cents a roll.
Wonderful. So I'm, tomorrow. And again, tell how they can. It's
www.bambooloo, which is BAMBOOLOO.life.
Okay.
And it's all there. If you have any questions, you can contact us or email me. My email's on there. And one of the other things that I'm doing is I know that the more people that I bring on board with this idea, the bigger difference that I can make. So I am offering fundraising with this to schools. And I've been reaching out to...
That's a very good way.
That's green
very
schools.
Smart. Yeah.
One thing as being a parent, I know that when kids come home from school, or I have kids that I don't even know come to my door selling me something, even if I don't want it or need it, I usually feel obligated to buy something. And so I thought, what a good way to sell some people something that everybody wants or everybody uses and needs. And the schools will continue to earn money throughout the entire year, and people will get, it'll probably be the impetus for some people to really, just give it a try and see that it's just a small change and it really is a great product.
Oh, my mind is always thinking and ticking and what I can do to help you, and I think that's something I would like to carry it also in the store, or I have people that I know.
Thank you.
That's really great. And bamboo, I know it's funny, when I had to take my dog to the animal hospital last night, and there's a vet here in Boca, and when you enter their courtyard, they have bamboo, and I never see bamboo here, but they have bamboo growing. And I know bamboo. I have bamboo growing. I have a house in North Carolina, and we planted it around the house. And of course, there was a little fuss about it but that's over with, because it grows and it gets very, am I right? It gets very dense.
Yes, it does.
And it continually grows. And then I guess they call it bamboo shoots, because doesn't bamboo then continue to multiply?
Yes. So bamboo is not a tree. It's a plant.
Yep.
And it has a very strong root system. So one of the benefits actually of bamboo is that once it's harvested, it doesn't need to be replanted. It will grow back. And it reaches harvest in about 3 to 5 years, whereas a tree will take about 30 to 50 years. And so it's just a better use of resources to use bamboo. And there's over 1,500 different species of bamboo. Bamboo can grow on any continent except Antarctica.
Right.
And it naturally occurs on every continent except Antarctica and in Europe.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
So when you're having it produced in China?
Yes.
It's produced there, so it's produced there, and then you have it. It's just like when you're making something over there, and then they send it to you. It's all packaged. Everything's coming from there, am I right?
It is. So it comes to me in the 96 roll cartons, and I can either sell it like that, or I can break it down into smaller amounts. And one interesting thing, you may find it interesting, that I'm doing, and it's very important to me, was that a lot of companies will sell you an eco-friendly product, but when they package it, it's wrapped in plastic, it's wrapped in something that makes it suddenly not as eco-friendly. Yeah. So for me, my roles, it was important that they be individually wrapped, and it's done in a recycled paper. So very that we're using no plastics. Yeah. And when I'm shipping it, it's going in a box to you, and I just ask that you recycle that box, and take good care with it. If you can reuse it or recycle it, that's fantastic.
Well, that's great, because plastic, I don't think you can reuse it.
Some plastics can be recycled, but not every community does it. And I think that one of the things that's been enlightening to me about this whole project is that it's actually a lot of work to, and there's a lot of knowledge that goes into how to properly recycle. It really depends on where you live, and there are things that are compostable, there are things that are items that are biodegradable. Yes. You can't necessarily mix inorganic matter with organic if you want it to biodegrade, all different kinds of things, which can make it pretty complicated. Exactly. And as a busy working mom, I think I had gotten kind of lax about certain things and just doing things on the go and not really thinking about the environmental impact. And this has really given me pause to kind of really re-examine everything that I do and really try to align myself better with being more environmentally friendly.
Toilet paper. Everyone uses toilet paper. I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, because...
Well, we hope.
No, we hope. I know. We hope they use toilet. Yeah, they could use leaves. In some countries they do. But it's... Now, what other... when you put it out there, and how have you been received by the people?
I've actually been very well received. So I did one show that was a direct-to-consumer show, which is called the Green Festivals, is the organization that runs that. And we were in Washington, D.C. in May. And Washington, D.C. is a great area for the environment.
Yes.
They really care about the environment up there. And it was so well received there. I was so happy with the great feedback that I got on the project. So
great.
That's good news.
Yeah. Do you have a team that works for you, or have you put together anyone that's going out and repping and kind of not repping, but going out?
Right now, it's me. It's a startup.
Little you.
So it's just little help. It's just little me doing the selling and pretty much doing everything. I've hired a few people just to do some things in the warehouse here and there. Yeah. But eventually I'd like to grow the company and ultimately expand it to include additional paper products that are made from alternate fiber sources such as bamboo. And I thought that toilet paper was a great place to start because it is kind of universal.
Yes, it is. And I think that's great because, I mean, I can see you branching off. How young is the company?
We just launched last month.
Wow.
It's a brand great. It's brand new.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
If there's anything, can you think of anything that I could do to help you, or I can think of my own things, but I think I just am excited about that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate what you do. I think, like you said, recycling clothes, there's so much waste, and when you look at the fashion industry is really a huge contributor to waste in our culture, in our world. And so by offering the type of store that you have where beautiful items don't have to go to waste, they can be reused, reloved, and you're selling quality items that are meant to last. That's the way fashion should be.
Thank you. And it's for everyone, because I think about it, our world, when I first started, as I mentioned many times before, people used to throw things away and that's why we're so congested with so much waste right now. And in my position, with clothing and handbags or whatever, it's become a business. Okay, so it is a business, but it should be a charitable business, which I find that sometimes it becomes more than a charitable business, if you can understand what I'm saying. But as far as what you can do, it can also, once again, be branched out with paper goods, as you well know. But I'm just trying to, tomorrow or whatever, I'm going to order some of your product, because I think that I'd like to carry it in my store, and I'd like to make a statement about what you're doing. And I think that
I appreciate that so much.
It's just really great. No one's ever thought of that.
Well, there are a few other companies that are doing bamboo toilet paper in the U.S.
Right.
2 of them are Canadian companies.
Yeah.
But there are several other small companies that are doing bamboo, but they are utilizing different packaging and actually just a different business model.
Yeah.
So I thought with mine, we're getting so accustomed to just getting things delivered to our house. And I actually did some research into that and found that there was a study, I wish I would have brought it with me, but it looked at whether it made a bigger carbon footprint to have something delivered to the home or to go to the store. Mm-hmm. And what the results were actually was that it's a little bit of a smaller carbon footprint to have it delivered to your home rather than going out in your vehicle with carbon emissions. They were assuming certain things.
Yes.
So I think the way that I look at it is that it's kind of equal.
Right.
But there's a convenience factor, because with toilet paper, really when you run into the store, you don't want to have to be lugging around toilet paper when you're picking up your other groceries. Yeah. So it makes it a little bit easier. And then, like I said, I don't think I said it here. I was talking to somebody up there. What we're doing at Bambaloo, and by we I mean I'm working with another company that helps companies offset their carbon footprint. So we're working on developing a project for Bambaloo that will offset all that shipping that I've done to my customers to make it even more eco-friendly.
Yes.
Because I don't want to just greenwash this. I want to ensure that this company is what it puts itself, what it purports to be.
Yeah. And I know you will do that. I can tell. I know already.
It's important to me.
You feel that, and you feel it strongly.
I do.
Which is wonderful. So, and it's interesting because going in different, my business versus your business, and yes, people go online, and it is easier than carrying around 96, taking 96 rolls of toilet paper around. So shipping it is wonderful, and having free shipping is great. And in the clothing, and so that happens, of course, in consignment, once again, but I find a lot of people that like to touch and feel. But with toilet paper being all wrapped up,
you can't.
What is the texture? What does it feel like? I know. But that's okay. Is it soft?
It's very soft. And
what color is it?
It's white.
Oh, it's white.
It's white, but it is safe. It is bleached with actually peroxide rather than chlorine bleaches. So there's no chlorine used in the development of this product.
Okay.
It's BPA free, it's septic safe, it's 3 plies.
Right.
It has a bulk to it. So one of the things about bamboo fibers are that they are long and they're strong.
Okay.
But it's the shorter fibers that you find in wood pulp that make for the fluffy, for lack of a better term, papers that we as Americans love so much.
Yes.
The paper that I'm selling, that I made for Bambaloo, is actually a fluffier paper. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people see it and can't believe that it actually is bamboo, but it is bamboo, and I've tested that to ensure that it is.
Of course.
And it so it does have a nice texture to it. It's very strong, but it is biodegradable. It's compostable. Like I said, it's septic safe. No harsh chemicals or additives. The manufacturing process that we use to make Bambaloo is actually is a closed loop process. So that means that by definition that the resources that are used in that process have to be reused, recycled, and it uses less energy and about only 20% of the water that it takes to process wood pulp.
Really?
So it is actually a cleaner process.
Sure.
And, in paper, wood pulp paper is pretty dirty in terms of manufacturing for the environment.
I was just going to ask, what color is it when you're, processing it or whatever you're doing to it? What is the actual color of it?
Bamboo naturally is varies. It can come out as a brown when it's unbleached, and a straw color.
Right.
So, there's a variety depending upon which one, but it is bleached. It's not a bright optic white.
Yep.
But it's a white that we as Americans are used to.
It's not different. People will look at it and won't see.
And it's actually a safer form of bleach because chlorine, of course, has certain risks associated with that. They attach, the chemicals in chlorine attach, they create, I'm not a scientist or a chemist.
It's very interesting because when you're saying that, I'm thinking, you're wiping yourself in private areas, and who thinks of that? But that's very true.
Right. And
it's not natural.
It's not natural, and it is one way that we are exposing ourselves to harmful chemicals without really even thinking about it.
Yes.
Now, many people, as families or businesses or schools, hospitals, they use recycled papers as a way to be eco-friendly and also to save money. Yeah. Those recycled papers actually have been tested and oftentimes have been found to contain high amounts of BPA, which is a dangerous chemical, as you know. So that's one of the things that you don't have to worry about. Bamboo is not only good for the earth, but it's good for you too.
Yeah.
So when you worry about not just the environment, but the health of yourself or your family, it's a good way to go.
That just changed my whole thinking about toilet paper. I have to tell you, really, because I never thought about that.
Right. We don't really think about those things because it's just something. It's just part of life.
Sure, of course.
It's just something that we do.
So now what you're doing is you're making it's a full awareness, and I'm
trying.
I hope there are so many people listening to this show because this is really a full awareness, and
Thank you. I hope so too. I really do appreciate the opportunity to come on here because I know that the way that we are going to make a difference is when more and more people learn about this and they tell somebody else.
Yep.
And
always. 2 tell 4, 4 tell 8, and it goes on.
And it goes on and on, and that's how it happens. And this is probably a bad thing. This is about a movement. It's
correct. That's not a bad thing.
It's not just about bamboo. It's about changing awareness and changing people's thoughts on this subject matter, and really getting people to think: is it too much to ask somebody to make one small change if knowing that we could make a big difference for our earth?
And it's not only for our earth,
and for ourselves.
It's for our health.
For our health.
So when you look at it in that way, 100%, I would think. I mean, I know I am now. Just thinking about what you said, how the whole thing is being processed, and just for the environment and for my own health. That's good. That's good.
I think it's great.
Yeah. How long does it take to get when you decide what you want to order? How long does the order take to be delivered?
So I am shipping it out using a FedEx, either home delivery or FedEx, the ground.
Right. Yes.
And so depending upon where you are, usually within Florida, you can get it within 1 or 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And if you're in different zones within the United States.
And where is it coming from? It's
coming from Florida. It's actually coming from up in Brevard County.
Okay.
That's where the warehouse is.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for
you.
I'm
really excited. I'm really going to make this my mission because I really, like I said, that never really planned on doing this, but it was something that I thought that was just so apparent to me that why isn't anybody else doing this? It just makes sense.
Yeah, well, it was planted, no pun intended, planted in your brain.
Because
this is your destination. This is your destiny. When things happen like that,
it's meant to be.
It is meant to be. So you plow ahead with your mission, because I think it's going to be very successful. I know it is. And it's all up to you and the people watching, or the people out there, or if you can get into any of the markets, that would be wonderful. The schools are helping. There's just so many ways to make it happen.
It's universal, so the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah,
and,
really, they are.
And it will happen.
Have you approached any of the markets, any of the health markets?
The hospital system, I had come from the medical field. Okay. So the hospital systems are usually, they have large group purchasing organizations. So those are more time consuming to get on board. And a lot of time it is very much cost driven.
Right.
In many cases, when an organization, a group, a business, when they're looking for sustainability, they're looking for recycled papers, unfortunately. So in this case, I'm asking, it's going to be a process, because I'm asking them to reconsider what they're calling green and what they're calling sustainable. And I'm asking them to reconsider that, to put bamboo on that list.
Yeah.
And
bamboo should be on the list.
Correct.
There's no question about it.
But most of them really don't have bamboo on there right now. Right. They have recycled papers as
well. Again, because I know we have to go. I want real loud and clear where
it's www.bambooloo.life. And I thank you so much for your time.
I thank you. I thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to using your paper. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Good night, everyone. I'll see you next week. Have a good evening. Thank you for watching Serendipity Style. I hope you enjoyed our show tonight, and I look forward to sharing with you again. Please visit Serendipity East, now located at 111 East Palmetto Park Road, Boca, 1 block east of Federal Highway on the north side. See you next week. Have a good evening.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.